Welcome back to the Tahyira Savanna channel on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're having a good day. I'm Tahyira Savanna. I'm a vlogger originally from Brooklyn, New York, currently living in Hollywood, California. I like to make vlogs to talk to my demographic, Black millennial business owners, young people that don't like what they see. We're all kind of like raining on the whole Van Jones and Jay-Z interview. More so because President Trump had something to say to Jay-Z about it, right? Let's go a little deeper. I have a master's in CRJ, so when you hear me saying things, it's not things that I find frivolous or whatever. I have. I'm way more educated than I look. I don't know if that's ignorant to say, but you know how people are. People judge. Black people, they judge. You look like you're mad dumb, but I'm not. So I'm talking to my people. I admired Van Jones because he had no issues coming at black people. You know what I mean? When he was working for Obama, that was his whole thing. You know what I mean? The Obama generation are the few of us that realize, hey, we do have power. We can change our shit. We got a leader that looked like us. We got more people behind him that help him get that way. And it's like, he was pushing that heavy. He also used his own personal life, the way I used mine, my story of like our individual path, to inspire other people to see, yeah, we're Black and American too, but how come we have a different path? In the Ava documentary, The 13th, Van talks about reintegration with CRJ, basically like recidivism, meaning like how much people go in and then come out. He was giving a lot of feedback at that, but also what I liked was that Van used a lot of stats. 66% of people who are incarcerated right now are being held because they're in there without bail. So I wanted to, when I started like thinking about this vlog, what things I should cover. First thing is like, let me try to break down the criminal justice system, how it looks at us, like how we look at it. The criminal justice system in America is made for you to either embrace it or you will be viewed as a target. When I say that, there's many a times I've been in situations, it wasn't because I was Black, it's because I was doing something wrong. I pulled over, I was on the phone. Anytime I'm saying this is personally Tahyira, I came into contact with the cops, it's because I was doing something wrong. It's just being real. That's number one. You have to be able to call in accountability. You can't just pass blame without being real. That's one thing I think a lot of Black people, we look at our skin, we look at the history that they told us about us, and it makes it okay for us to just have this mentality of, well, no, it's because I'm Black. And it's not. If you keep doing that, we're never going to get anywhere. You know what I mean? Just be like, okay, it's not because I'm Black. What is it? Then you start looking at my husband. He went to jail for selling drugs and stuff like that back before we met. Like, it's so funny. He spent time in an institution, which was jail. I spent time in an institution, which was college. He went up in state. I went to Long Island, which is like predominantly white neighborhood. So different. He's Spanish. So he was around like a lot of Black people, a lot of white people up there that got in trouble for selling drugs up in like Yonkers. And I'm like a little Black girl, left Brooklyn to stay in crappy ass Long Island where everybody's racist OD. Like, you know what I mean? But you never know. You go through what you go through and then you end up on the same path. So don't fear cops. But I told Frankie, when we first met, we used to be in my car smoking weed. That's how we got to know each other. It was a lot of just, not even, and it's so funny, it's like when you just learning to meet somebody, you just have real conversation. It's never with that mask of, well, I don't want him to think this about me because I'm trying to sleep with him. You know, it's just like, no, like you having real conversations. Like, that's how you learn. He would tell me, but you went to jail, you went to school though, let me tell you how it really is, whatever. And I'm like, all right, go ahead, vent it. I'm like, so let me tell you the educational point of view now. Like, you know what I mean? That's how conversations would come about. First thing I told him was, your first downfall was that you started a war with the cops. Like, you already know that that was you becoming a target to them. And he's looking back. If you're doing something wrong, don't pick a fight with the people whose job is to clean up the people who are doing something wrong. That's a lot of Black people's mentality. I look in the hood and they go in there like, well, how come cops don't come to the hood or whatever? I mean, if you look at the system, police go where, let me go back. Police need the community to even have a system, right? Let's start there. Look at the difference between white neighborhoods and Black neighborhoods. When something happens there, everybody's outside calling cops, figuring it out because they want to make sure the community is safe. Does that happen in our community? Are we being real? Does that happen in our community? You hear gunshots and it's like, that's literally the point of view. It's like, Anybody looking to see, anybody checking to see if somebody lost a life or somebody's mother. We don't care in the hood. That's just what we're learned to do. We're learned to don't give a shit because it's every man for themselves in the hood. But that's where we start wrong from the get-go type of shit. We need to have a community. Communities are what policing CRJ, that's what it's based off. You ever notice when you watch people in courts and stuff like that and they read all these other things, all right, this is what your charges are, this is what you're in trouble for. Now this is all other aspect that, are you in the community? Are you a good student? Are you why do you think those things are there? They're there for the white people. It's like the white people definitely use it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, and this is what I love about Donald Trump. I mean, people hate you. Every time even I say that, I love Donald Trump. Yeah, because he's helping all of us out by highlighting all the stupidity of all the shit that was before. Now it's motherfucker, he put it on Twitter, so it's not even a secret. He put it out there. Now we know. But you guys got to pay attention. You know what I mean? You have to, your mind has to be paying attention type of shit. You can't wait for somebody to come and save you. Nobody's coming. Communities where you feel, damn, like, you know, I want to do something. The mentality of snitches, the hood, all these things which I've addressed in my previous vlog before is why we're still nigga, is why we're still in mental slavery. Because we haven't figured out that there's more of us here on this plantation. If we think together, we're physically stronger and mentally stronger, we're gonna bust out these chains. But we haven't figured it out. We haven't. We haven't looked around and be like, let's look to see what other people have done. We're not doing that. It's, oh, well, you're light skin and you're brown skin. And it's like, oh, it's a hero. We don't give a shit about what you're saying because you're poor. But say, oh, nobody gives a shit about what you're saying because you're poor. Because Jay-Z couldn't say what he was saying before on his rise up. Because, I mean, he says it very plainly. He learned a lot on his way up. Now that he's up, people look at it like, well, we don't trust what you're saying because you have money. So it's like, well, where y'all ever gonna believe? Who are you gonna believe? You don't believe Oprah. You don't believe Beyonce, she's in the Illuminati. You don't believe this one. It's like, when do you ever stop and be like, okay, well, this person earned their success. That person earned their success. Never? Never. But the white America in this country that voted for Donald Trump saw something. They saw something and they're like, okay, whatever. So they're like, what the fuck are we doing? Besides posting on Instagram and Twitter and repeating what everybody else said about us and just trying to be angry out here. And like, what are we really fucking doing as a millennial generation? Are we as woke as we claim? It's not stay woke. It's either you're woke or you're not. It's not stay woke. It's either you're woke or you're not. So it's like, because if you're woke, like I say, if you're woke, you're not angry. And if you're angry, that means you're not woke. It's like one or the other. So start understanding how the criminal justice system works. How it views us. It views us like, oh, well, you're a community member. You're not doing anything but to help bring down the community. We're definitely going to send 25 million more cops to your neighborhood because we think there's something wrong there. That's the way it is. We can change things. We can so change things. President Obama had town halls about this. He's from Southside Chicago, one of the craziest places that we study in CRJ. I come from Brooklyn, New York, another crazy ass New York City ass place. I live in LA. You know what I mean? I've met a whole bunch of people here that's like, yeah, Tahyira, like, there's a lot of work to be done. And I'm like, I know. So start there, the CRJ system, because that's what takes the most of us the fastest. And it's just because we don't know. We don't even know. Avoid by all costs. And even if you come into contact with the police, you need to be smart because that's what they have. The system is also, and this is not race related, this is just a system in general. The system is built for us to stay ignorant, or if you're ignorant, you won't understand. You can claim commercials and things are distracted, or you can just be a person that just won't be distracted. You know, I'm trying to push this generation of us that just won't be distracted no matter what they try to throw at us. No, it's like I caught that and I'm still not distracted. Like, you know what I mean? Because we could do it, guys. We could totally do it. Moving on, so these vlogs become a little bit more. I put the next point I wanted to make is this is more in tune because I'm in like working in a school now. I teach dance in an after school in South Los Angeles. So the median demographic of where I live right now in Koreatown versus where I go to school, where I work in the school, is just like, and everybody knows that. All the teachers know that. All the students kind of know. It's like, oh, see, you live in a much nicer neighborhood and you come down here to teach with it. You know what I mean? So even me working there, I have to explain to them, like, yeah, I may live here now, but I come from these types of neighborhoods. You know what I mean? I don't come from LA, so I moved here. I moved to a different demographic because I was just up. You know, I moved when I was 30. If I moved when I was 20-something, I'm sure I would have been living in South Los Angeles. You know what I mean? It's just different. So, but you have to walk with that because students, young people are very impressionable. And those are people that we need to change. You know what I mean? I'm out here thinking I need to talk to our millennial group, which is like we do when it comes to finance because we're in that position to do something. They're still in school. But we need to make sure these kids know, number one, they have people looking out for them. Number two, after school programs, enrichment, non-academic based things are, if not more important, just as important as academics. You know, especially if you're Mexican American, you live in poor nations, or you're Black American, or you're or Latino American in general, I should say. Not even Mexican. I say Mexican, that's a lot of my student population. But you gotta do more. You know what I mean? You have to always see opportunity. You know, that's what all these things are, to distract us from our opportunities. We have so much opportunities because this is America. Don't forget. Students all the time, I was like, you know, you don't have to stay and dance with me at Miss T. You really don't. But find an outlet. Do something. Don't just rush after school. Because why? Because you become idle. And when you become idle, that behavior stays with you. It can stay forever. It takes so long to break a habit. And it's also hard to start a habit. But if you start young, and I told my students that. I said, I started young. I realized that, you know, I'm rushing home after school. It just didn't get me into trouble. You know what I mean? It's just like, I knew myself too. It's like, it doesn't take much for me to get into trouble. It's like, so, you know, I just started staying back, and then I found something that I like, you know. So less than staying after school, find an outlet. You know what I mean? Find something. And I don't care. Everybody has something that they like to do. Nothing out of space here on this camera because I have so much stuff to edit. But I'm on a vlog life roll right now. Sorry for the... So yeah, like usual, I'm running out of time, running out of space, running out of life. I wanted to get to my next point. So basically I was saying find a fucking outlet. Mostly though, it's gonna be something creative. Creative meaning you need to use your brain. It's like you get into this engineer mode, right? Engineer meaning you find something that's missing in the world. You think that you have an idea. You become like an inventor, engineer, all these things, builders, whatever, creator. They all mean the same fucking thing. I call myself a social engineer because I build brands from online, and they only have like an online presence. Like we never have like a storefront. It's like, what's your business address? Like Instagram.com. Also, this is some advice that I'll tell you guys. It's not easy because it's like, even for us who are like smarter or whatever, it's not easy to just be like, oh, I gotta read this whole book. But we know that it's important to read. So you just have to find a way. But definitely try to become a reader. Become more of a reader and a speaker than a listener in this day and age. And I'll tell you guys why. Just too much information out there. That's what's happened. You know? Go back to the stay woke. It's like some of us think, I'm pulling this from like Jay-Z's, literally his interview. He said we've normalized our black struggle. You know? So now when something happens, it's like, oh my God, they shot a black kid. Is that are you kidding? Because they shoot black people all the time. Like, so it's like, don't listen anymore. Start thinking now. Just try to think. Oh, you have all the information in front of you. Now you make your sense of it. You know what I mean? That helps when you like become a reader, because when you read, you're reading somebody else's thoughts. You're getting an insight into somebody else's brain. You know what I mean? It's information. So try to become a reader. Try to read, even if it's Instagram posts, don't read bullshit. You know, read things that inspire you, that's new to you. That's new. You know, it's foreign. I feel like a lot of us in this day too, it's like we all claim foreign, but it's like, are we foreign or are we basic? Don't be basic. Start small. You start being a leader just on your block. Like when I grew up, my grandmother tells me now, you know, all the other kids' grandmothers used to tell her, like, you know, when Tahyira comes around, like, she's never talking nonsense. Like, she's definitely a leader. Like, she'll be the one person to be like, well, I don't think this is this. Like, speak up and speak her mind. And that's the only thing I honestly remember doing is speaking my mind. Like, just because everybody would be like, I'd be like, F. Like, because I'm like, why everybody just said I mad quick? Like, you know what I mean? Like, no one's stopping to think. My brain was always active, you know? And I think my parents were that because they always told me, like, Tahyira, use your brain, use your brain, use your brain. Eventually you start stepping in. It's like, what do you mean use your brain? That means that we're not going to tell you the answers. It's like, oh, okay, so you got to figure it out. You force your synapses to start firing. So, yeah. Never too early to be a leader. To all my black millennials in the struggle, I hope your dreams are going as per plan. I'll catch you back here on the next vlog. I'm Tahyira Savanna. You're checking out my YouTube vlog. I am a vlogger in LA. I said that already. People will tell me I have great energy. I try to keep my energy high. I try to keep my energy good vibes only. I don't allow negativity and stuff into my space. And I wish you do the same, because it really does make you better. And it makes you happy. And happy people do better things. Bye, guys. Catch you next time. Make sure to subscribe to this vlog if you like the content. I will keep it coming. Every time I have something to share, I'm out here, I'm sharing. I also started doing a little bit more events, so these types of vlogs are a little bit held back, but nonetheless, editing might be holding me back, but I'm still here and I still got knowledge and gems for the culture. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll catch you here the next time.